It is the Hollywood Hellcat Stevie Hendrix here. And my partner here as well. We are drinking at Moe's. Purple Haze is drinking at Moe's. Let's get it. What up, Prince?
What up, my guy? It's Prince Alexander with my boy Stevie Hendrix, the Hollywood Hellcat, Purple Haze in the building, and you already know we back drinking with Mo.
It's part two for you.
PT.
All right, everybody, taking time out before we get this show started. I want to thank Reaper Apparel for having Drinkin' Mo's be a brand ambassador for their clothing line. They got good stuff. They got t-shirts, they got hoodies, they got beanies, they got lots of great stuff, encouraging everybody to break out of their comfort zone, live their best self, and hey, it's something I try to live every day. Now, be sure when you go and you're filling out your order, use the code Drinkin' at Moe's, get 10% off, and the link and the code will both be in the description. Let's fucking go.
All right, everybody. Welcome to Drinkin' at Moe's. Big Mo here. You know the drill by now with goddamn damn near 230 episodes. Like, subscribe, share, comment, all that good shit, because YouTube algorithm is still a pain in the ass. For most places you can find audio podcasts too. A little bit of a different thing here tonight, because I've had one half of this team on before. He's back for another round. But now we got both of them. Purple Haze. Welcome
Yes,
to the
sir.
show. How y'all doing?
We are good. We are doing swell.
Yes, sir.
That
I'm
is
back.
awesome.
I'm back, and
Yes,
I had
back
to bring
for
my
another round.
I had to bring my boy, my tag team partner, my brother, my boy Stevie. We out
Yeah.
here. Let's have fun.
Yeah. Yes, I like to have fun on this show. I like having fun in general, getting to go to wrestling shows and getting to meet all sorts of people. Hell, I've even been recognized at the zoo with the damn show. So I'm like, shit, all right. Yeah, that one caught me off guard.
Like at the Zuzu?
The zoo. Yeah, the zoo here in Omaha. All of a sudden, somebody was like, "Oh, Big Mo, how you doing?" I'm like, "Wait, what?"
Hello? You know me?
Yeah, it's one thing getting recognized at wrestling shows, which that's happened, but a random spot like the zoo, like hell, I'm even going to another show for Sammy Callahan's promotion, Wrestling Revolver, and I even got 2 new figures that I'm planning on getting signed, one on each side of me here, but I'm excited for that Slammy versus Emmy match with Paul Walterhauser and Matt Cardona.
Hey,
okay.
Oh,
yeah.
Hey.
That one's going to be nuts. But anyways, since we've already had, Prince Alexander here on, this first question that I'd like to start off, first timers on, we're going to aim more towards you here. What got you started as a fan? And then what got you finally deciding to make that leap into the business?
So my parents got me started as a fan. I just remember, I remember watching SmackDown first, and every Friday or Thursday, whatever days it was airing at the time, they would call me in the room, and SmackDown would be on. My first memory of SmackDown was The Rock cutting a promo. Like that's my first memory. And then let's see. I have a friend, Don Vega. We went to school together, and I wore a Daniel Bryan shirt to school once, and he was like, he gave me and I gave him And then from there on, we was best friends. And after graduation, he was like, "Oh, we're gonna wrestle. I swear we're gonna wrestle." And I was like, "I hope so." One day he brought me a flyer to a show. He was like, "Yo, read the bottom of it." And I was like, "Oh, okay, that address. All right, cool." I think the next week after that, we went to the training school and got the training right there.
Hey, I love that, and I'm always somewhat jealous of people that their families got them in to wrestling, because I don't want to say my parents discouraged me from watching it. They knew I enjoyed it. It made me happy, so they kind of tolerated it. But I get a pretty good chuckle out of this, that they once even told me when I was going to some independent shows here in town, "You really think you're going to meet anybody at those shows? Like getting the girlfriend and wife and stuff." And then one of my best friends who ended up introducing to words are hard. Introducing me to my wife ended up being at a wrestling show. And the day of the wedding, I laughed and went up to my dad. I'm like, "I remember when you told me that."
It's full circle, baby.
Full circle moment.
Hell, and the guy that ran the promotion we met at, we convinced him to get ordained, and he officiated.
Hey, yo, what in the world? Yeah. That's wild.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I love hearing those stories of, people, having their whole family getting them into it, because I was really the only one that ever stuck with it long term.
Yeah,
Hell, I'm still into it. I had some time with my little brother, but yeah, he kind of grew out of it, and well, I didn't.
Yeah, that was me throughout school. Friends just dropping off. I'm like, I can't even talk to nobody. "Oh, y'all seen what happened?" "No, what happened?" "Oh, call my cousin on the phone. Did you just see the Nexus? The Nexus, what?" I was like, I can't talk to nobody.
Oh, yeah, that was me for a long time.
Yeah.
Hell, I didn't even get started watching independent wrestling until I was in the Navy in San Diego, and then here I am now. But one thing that I wanted to talk about, because the guy that I always thought about having you both on at the same time, but the guy that finally put the final nail into it, like, "I'm gonna do it." Excuse me, I love my Dr. Pepper, but it gives me the burps like crazy. But the guy that finally was like, I was like, "You know what? Damn, I'm definitely gonna have to put a priority on that." Is a guy that you guys are actually going to be teaming up with April 14th for Hot Pro Wrestling. The World Breaker, Rick Savage.
Oh,
I was talking with, man. Oh man, he's amazing. And it was actually shortly after we stopped recording that night that I was, telling him, "Hey, if you want to put a good word in with anybody," and then he was like, "Oh, dude, you should definitely have Purple Haze on it." I'm like, "Well, I've already had half. Might as well have them both."
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
That's what's up, man. Yeah.
But yeah, that show is looking like it's going to be one intense show. I believe you guys, along with him and, correct me if I'm wrong, the Hot Pro champion.
Yes.
In like a Survivor Series type elimination tag match.
Yeah.
Good old 8-man.
Yeah. What are you guys looking forward to there? Like I love hearing kind of the backstories on how matches came about. How did this one come about? Because, some places can be a little more matches for the sake of matches.
Yeah.
But then there's some matches that's like, okay, there was some storyline, backstory here.
Yeah. So basically, we wrestled the Scorn.
Yep.
We wrestled the Scorn, and we won the HOT tag titles. We shook their hands, we celebrated, but as soon as we turned around, we got the comeuppance, as they say, right? So we got our beef with them, and then you got Barrett Brown having a beef with Rick Savage, I believe.
Yeah, they just sold that. Yeah.
So, and then
I don't know who would want to start a beef with that guy.
I have no idea why.
Barry Brown. That's the guy.
I guess so, but God dang, like I remember, not to interrupt you guys, I remember seeing that clip, rather viral clip that went viral pretty damn quickly.
Yeah.
Of him basically looking like Hulk whipping around Loki in the event.
Yeah.
Just that.
Oh, he was
like I literally told him that. I'm like, holy shit, you reminded me of Hulk in the Avengers with that damn pick of the guy up by his leg. And
he had a previous viral video of him just power bombing multiple times. And if you look at the clip, it's a guy in yellow just laying on the canvas. That's me. Watching. That's me just watching Chris Carter get obliterated with power bombs.
Oh God!
I was like, I'm glad he didn't grab me because I was right there.
Yeah, it'd be one of those that I've heard some people tell some stories, some crazy stories from matches where they literally shit themselves. If that were happening to me, no, I wouldn't even have to be sick before the match. No, that happens. Something's coming out the back end.
Pants get blowed out.
Oh, totally.
He's gone.
Go in at 205 pounds and come out of the match 200.
Yeah. Hopefully Rick Savage can remember on that April show they were tag partners.
Yes.
That can
you don't want to get on the bad side.
At all. If he wants to tag, I gladly tag him. He can just hop right in. I don't need to tag him. We just hop in.
Lucha rules. Rules. Just
exactly.
Roll out of the ring. He just jumps right in.
Yeah.
It'd be cool. That's my twin, man. Somebody told me after a show, he's like, "No, you and Rick kind of look alike. You got a little big, bro. You look like Rick Savage." I was like, you know what? I started flexing and stuff, so I tagged him on a picture. I was like, "Hey, Rick, the twins."
I think I've seen that picture.
he was like, "Bro, who the fuck care?" So it's like a little inside joke. We always have like inside jokes with me and Rick. I don't want to say he's a nice. I don't say walk up to Rick Savage like.
Yeah.
But he's a what's the nicest way I can say this without him being upset with me?
Hey man, we're tagging. Just make sure you say the right words.
Right? He's a real neutral guy, if that makes sense. Let's go with neutral. He's a real neutral guy.
I like to think of him like a stereotypical pit bull. Like if you on their good side and you're treating them right,
you're good.
There we go.
Nice as hell. But the moment you start treating them badly, that's right when they're gonna bite your damn hand off.
Yeah, that's that. There we go. That's I like that concept.
Prince, you be straddling that line.
I do be straddling that line. Every time I see Brick, I'm like, Brick, what's up? And I jump on top of him and I try to give him a hug.
Pictures of that, I think. I swear I've seen at least one.
And he'd be like, bro, you got like 5 seconds to get the fuck off me. And
he starts to count at 3.
And I was like, come on, man. We homies, we boys, but like, he's like, we cool, but we like, hey, you got 5 seconds.
And then it'd be 5, 3, 1.
Yeah, real quick. Real quick.
And then I was also going to mention, I guess I didn't realize it at the time, about that tag title match you guys had. You guys believe I've actually had one of those guys on before.
Oh, one of the sworn members.
Sworn members?
Yeah, like Rugged. I'm trying to remember.
Rugged Gabe Wilder.
Gabe Wilder?
That, yes. Yeah. After damn near 230 episodes, sometimes memory gets a little fuzzy.
Oh,
Past stuff. But I had him on. It was a fun one. But yeah, no, that they're in for a world of hurt when Rick decides to jump into that match.
We just gonna be watching. We're gonna be watching.
Bring me popcorn.
Yeah, just be like, yeah, we'll be back here. You like, oh God, what was that? The Family Guy spoof, one of those Star Wars movies where it's like, oh, you hear? He says he's got it. That would be
gonna be.
But Brick is actually gonna have it.
Oh yeah,
yeah, you gonna have it.
You
got
got
everything.
That is awesome. And then another place that I've seen you guys at, well, at least advertise it. It was, well, I don't think I got the date on here, but All Fury Pro Wrestling.
Oh yeah,
there's Fire in the Sky. That poster that I saw y'all on, that was like, you see some independent wrestling event posters that just look like somebody did a
look like shit.
Or
just yeah.
Let's be honest. It looks like shit. It looks like somebody just did a very stock, shitty Photoshop job. And but that one right there, that one looked pretty damn good.
Yeah, Jacob put his foot in that one. He did pretty good with that one.
What are you guys looking forward to with that one?
Oh, to put on a hood classic, make sure the fans go home happy, per usual. I have no idea who we're facing yet. I think I have no idea yet, but whoever it is, I just hope they ready. I just hope they ready for us. We coming in hot, per usual.
Literally.
I mean, hell, you guys are into hot pro wrestling.
Yeah,
so, I mean, that kind of fits, going in hot there.
Mm-hmm.
But although for a different promotion, I mean, if you're involved in one, yeah, I get into the tangents. But another one, I've been lucky enough to have a few people on from here, and actually, when I interviewed Gabe Wilder, he was actually at the MPX building. Y'all been in there. I've been lucky enough to not only have him, but Matthew Palmer, the guy, one of the people that runs the place. Mm-hmm. He comes up to the Des Moines Revolver shows every so often. I don't believe he's going to be at the next one because it happens to be the same night as the big March 16th show.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Destiny. Yep.
Yeah, that one's looking to be quite the banger, as the kids say.
Yeah, the card is loaded.
Oh God, yeah. Like I ended up through Mr. Palmer getting to have Aaron Eagle on, who's going to be in the main event.
Yep.
And I believe, Prince Alexander here, you recently had a match against him, which, I mean, when we talk about, muscly, like, little stocky dudes, I mean, he's very, like...
He's up there. I'm not gonna
he's up there.
He deserves to be in the main event. I mean, when you look at his work, it was my first time wrestling him, and it was a blast. It really was. He got the better of me. I'm not gonna lie, he got the better of me, but it was a learning experience, and it was probably one of my favorite matches I was proud of, because everybody in the back was like, hey, that was a really good match and a really good showing for you. Good job. So it was fun. The match was fun.
Oh yeah, and then I think the Destiny show was they. And correct me if I'm wrong here, but I believe there's Chris Bay is also going to be there.
Yeah.
Correct.
And then I believe Trey Miguel. I think I saw him on there.
Yeah.
Which I've been lucky enough to get to meet the both of them on different occasions. And speaking of Chris Bay, I don't know if y'all have faced these guys yet, but you two versus him and Ace Austin.
Hey.
I ever since I first scheduled for tonight with you guys, I started thinking about that. I'm like, I don't know if they faced each other, but that would be a damn good one.
Yeah, we can. Hopefully, somewhere down the line that can get set up.
Because I mean, Matthew Palmer, he seems to have that connection with the few places, and hell, he's already having Chris Bay in there. And I believe I've seen that Ace Austin showed up there too.
Been there. Mm-hmm.
So it's like, you get them there at different times, get them there together, getting you two against them. Yeah. That would be a match that I'm like, please tell me y'all got that streaming somewhere so I can watch it as it's happening.
Hey, we've been at Revolver once, and we're 1-0 at Revolver, so we can go back and maybe get the ABC. Maybe we'll end up 2-0, 1-1. Who knows?
Yeah,
whatever happens.
I don't think. Well, actually, yeah, because they won't be there together this next time because coincidentally, Ace Austin is going to be at the Revolver show up here that I'm going to. I just now remembered that. So I'm like, oh, shit, yeah. They are going to be there that night together.
Yeah.
We'll be backstage for Chris. We can talk it out, Prince.
We can talk it out.
Y'all can talk that one out. Get in Palmer's ear, try to get him to set that one up. Most definitely. Now, that is going to be fun. Now, myself, I'm a huge fan of tag team wrestling. That's one of the draws I have, making sure to get you both on. Damn. Like I said, Dr. Pepper giving me the burps. But
all 23 flavors.
Maybe by the end of the episode, I'll be having 23 burps. I mean, I'm up to about 3. I got 20 more. All right. But when it comes to tag team wrestling, what is some of the aspects that you guys enjoy out, like, as opposed to singles? Because there aren't a ton of tag teams that their separate singles runs seem to go as well. I mean, you have people like the guys in FTR that I remember, I believe it was Dax ended up winning one of those first Fightful awards as a singles guy because he had those strings of singles matches.
Yeah.
That, I mean, I'm a fan of both of those guys, but what would you guys say, you guys enjoy, maybe even about both aspects?
You can go first, Prince.
I'll go first. All right. I would think the one thing I would love about tag team wrestling is combinations. Like we like to come together sometimes and we like to talk about, hey, I got this idea. I got this idea. I got this idea. I got this idea. Let's come together. And I'll be like, let's do this move. And then, okay. And he'll be like, okay, let's bounce back with this move on top of it. I'll be like, let's bounce back with this move on top of that. And then when you realize it looks like it looks like a street fight kind of thing. Somebody just hitting you with all kind of combos. And that's what we like to do. We like to hit people with all kind of combos, and that's like one of my favorite things about tag teams. And also, I can take a rest. You know, if I'm getting my butt whooped, I can tag him. And
that is, I would see as some of the draw there, because singles matches, it's just you and the other person, and then like if you get gassed partway through, it's like, well, you're shit out of luck. You got to finish the damn match. But then if you have somebody else, when tag team match, you can have those moments where it's like, okay, let me get a breather.
Yep. What I like about tag matches is the progressions of the camaraderie that you begin to see as the years progresses, as you're beginning to learn that person more, see what he likes to do, see what he doesn't like to do. You get to learn him, and then, vice versa, he gets to learn you as well. Y'all working together, and then y'all can come up with the cool combo moves, the cool poses. Like, you begin to learn each other more, and then mesh into one just great tag team.
That is one thing I definitely enjoy about it. And thinking that some of the greats out there have you see it a lot with some of the great tag teams that get I hate using getting thrown together, because there is a lot of that out there where two singles guys just end up getting thrown together. Sometimes they work well. That was kind of proven with back when Cesaro and Sheamus, they had that as the bar. They were kind of thrown together, but then it worked. And then you have teams that, I mean, even really like the Dudley Boys at first, because originally they were kind of both singles getting started, but then they got put together and boom.
Yeah.
It just, look at the career that those two had.
Yeah.
So getting to see that kind of meshing together is something pretty cool for, fan of the sport like myself.
Mm-hmm. Me and Prince was thrown together. We made this work.
Literally, we were thrown together.
by Brick Savage?
Man. Basically.
He might as well put us together. We had NPX. We just ended up tagging on the show once. We were like, okay, maybe we could make this work if they like it. And we ended up running one and they ended up liking it.
Right. Just kept it going. I was literally I wanted to do anything, really. Because I always saw myself as a singles competitor. I think Steve even saw himself as like a singles competitor. And then it was like, hey, you two tag. We're like, all right, we're gonna make this work. You know what I mean?
We didn't have matching gear for about a year.
Yeah, we had no matching gear.
We didn't know how serious it really was for us tagging.
And then it was like you said, like how we learn and grow from one another. I was a cool, calm, collected kind of guy when I did my entrance. Steve is high energy. I'm like, okay, let me try to match his high energy. And then eventually you see our entrance, it goes from to all the way, like now when people see us, it's just boom, like, oh, these guys are it. Like this is a tag team. So it's pretty cool just going back and watching our old entrances to now. Like it's
getting to see that how everything evolved and from getting put together. Yeah, I can see that.
I can't even watch our old entrance. It makes me cringe.
That's the way I am with some of my earlier episodes. I'm like, oh God, I sounded like that. And then you bring up high energy. That just ended up getting me thinking back to the first ever WWE show I ever went to, and it was the Head Shrinkers, which I actually ended up getting to meet one of them back in July, against high energy of Coco Beware and Owen Hart.
Snap.
Hey.
And I was like 3rd grade on the main floor, not too far from the entrance. And Owen Hart walks by, and I'm like, oh my God. Although I still remember later on that night, I was excited. One of my favorites, Big Boss Man. But then me being a little 3rd grader, we talk about damn near shitting yourself getting power bombed by Brick Savage. Big Boss Man's opponent that night was Yokozuna.
Whew.
And I'm a little 3rd grader at the entrance, and here walks by Yokozuna. I'm like, I need to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
That was massive.
Oh God, yeah. Oh God, yeah. And I've actually been lucky enough to have one of his relatives on the show, Lloyd and Hawaii. Got to have him on a while back.
Oh, yeah.
I need to get him back on, because everything going on with the lead up to WrestleMania right now, I'd definitely be curious to hear, one of the families, was trying to think of the good word, perspective. That's the word I was trying to find out. Get his perspective on it all. Because, when The Rock showed that big ass family tree,
that family tree,
that you have to pause and zoom in to even read a damn name. I did that, and I saw his name on there. I'm like, oh, sweet, I got it. I had to pause and zoom, but I found it. We'll go into some of that here in a little bit, but I have 2 categories. Prince, you've been able to answer some of these before, but I like to theme it towards the guests as much as possible. And tag team here. Each of these, in my opinion, is some of my favorite tag teams of all time.
Okay.
First one, I give you the name. You guys give me quick thoughts on the people.
That work.
First one, talked about him a little bit, but FTR.
I'm gonna say rugged.
Rugged.
Brash.
They can be intense, old school, definitely. Definitely some of my favorites out there, because I gravitate towards those intense individuals.
Yeah. And
they've proven, especially in matches with the Briscoes, and hell, even recently with the Blackpool Combat Club, they've proven how intense they can get.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just old school smash mouth, knock your ass out wrestling.
No flip, just fist. Yeah.
There it is. There it is.
Oh, yeah. All right. Now, the next one's Hall of Famers, and I kind of did mention them a few minutes ago, but get the tables, the Dudley Boys.
Let me see. Well, hardcore, obviously. Hardcore.
Yeah.
Hardcore. That's the first thing that comes to mind. I swear they were my favorite tag team. At one point, they had to be my favorite tag team.
Oh, yeah. And with them, I feel almost a little jealous of people that got to actually watch some of the pre ECW on TNN episodes.
Yeah.
Where they really got to see what the Dudley Boys can do, especially the way they could rile up a crowd to damn near riot level.
Yeah.
I'm like, if you want, regardless, tag team, singles, you want a master class on how to be a air quotes true heel wrestler, look at that.
No.
Bubba on the mic, he knew how to just rile them up.
Oh yeah. And like, I mean, albeit some of the stuff they would say back then,
crazy.
You probably wouldn't be able to get away with now.
No, not even close.
But I think everybody knows the quote. Like when you think of that Heat Wave pay-per-view, you automatically think of that quote about that woman.
Yeah. That and what was it? The guy in, we'll just say the guy in the Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you're like there. I would like to think there's still ways that you can kind of get around saying that specifically today and still piss people off to damn near that level.
Mm-hmm.
There's just not a lot of people out there that seem to want to do that.
I got you.
Although, in their defense, I think if somebody were to piss the crowd off to that level, you'd also end up pissing off the promoter.
Yeah, you in that risk.
Yeah, you in the risk. I know one guy that loves to piss off the crowd a lot.
Yeah.
My boy.
Yep.
He's called the All-Star Matt Locke. That guy right there he's an asshole. But
he's one of the guys where he has that in him. He don't have to say anything too extreme at all.
Yeah.
He's going to get everybody to hate him. He's going to figure out what triggers the audience, and he's going to just repeatedly tap on that button.
Yeah, like that big red button that just says "do not press," and he's just like
He's punching it.
That's all I was saying. Like, he doesn't mind not just wearing the black hat. Like, he wants to wear the cape. He wants to wear the boots. He wants to be the villain. Like, he wants people to know, I hate you, and you're going to hate me. So, yeah. So
I've definitely seen some people that kind of get, I mean, somewhere close. Like some of my friends out in California, I know they used to run a promotion that I went to when I was down there, that towards the end of their career, I'd see a lot of videos of them in a crowd, and like you'd see a picture of this kid just basically with this look of fear on their face because they just happen to pop up right by them and like just start screaming at them. And I'm like, oh my God, that, like, I feel bad for the kid, but I am laughing my ass.
Yeah, that's
that's the best right there.
Oh,
it ain't
God.
the best, but it's
one of those, like I said, like, you know, you in a way you feel bad for the kid, but you can't help but laugh your ass off.
Mm-hmm.
Because you just know that is exactly the reaction that guy wanted, and he got it, and he was more than likely loving every damn minute of it.
I bet it was. Yeah. Somebody has to wear the black hat.
Well, that is true. I mean, I know when I'm at shows, before we get into a couple of the next people on this category, I'm one of the guys at the shows that on my end, I love like what that wrestler did with getting that fan to crack. Like, oh my God, like that little disbelief of, well, I know this is predetermined, but holy shit, that guy just scared the crap out of me. I'm that fan at shows that I like, not so much scaring the wrestlers, I like making them crack, like laughing.
That's the one. That's me.
Like somebody, like, whether it's a wrestler, a referee, ring announcer, photographer, I don't care. I want to get somebody when they're in the middle of doing something to just crack up. Sometimes I've gotten it done before the show even starts, which that I take a lot of pride in. But actually, we'll go into the next couple of people after I mention at one of the last shows I went to, Mike Bennett was actually on the card. And I knew I had to do this. There was one of those rest spots during the match. The crowd was a little not loud at the time, and I just yell out over everybody, Adam! And he just busts out laughing. And I was just like, yes.
Man, I don't even know if it's been a fan out there that like got me one time. I need that in my life. I need a fan just out of nowhere. Actually, it was one time I was BSing. I said shooting star press. He said yeah, right. And I almost it almost cracked me. I was like, oh, he almost got me right there. That's probably like one that almost cracked me.
Get me down there
by the crowd. I'm 100% sure because I'm the one that's cracking the crowd, the ref, the opponent. Sometimes I'm trying to get everybody.
Get me down there. I'll take care of it.
Come on, man. Come on. Come on.
I'll take care of it. You get me down there. I'll take care of that for you.
Talking about Mo, you in Idaho or Iowa?
Nebraska.
Talking about, I thought you was in Idaho or Iowa.
Nope. I mean, close. I mean, Iowa, the border between Nebraska and Iowa, the Missouri River is just on the other side of town. So, I mean, close.
Okay. Man, I swear I thought you was. And then you said you lived in Cali too?
I was stationed out there in the Navy for about 4 years.
Oh, okay. I'm following. I got you.
Yeah, where I got my start watching independent wrestling. Never even, well, I'd heard about it before, but never really was able to get around to watching it until I got down there.
It'd be like that. I didn't start watching independent wrestling until I was maybe 15, 16. I just looked it up randomly and said.
I was like 25, 26.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was maybe like 19, 8. I don't know. I remember watching ROH in like my sophomore year, so I was probably like 16, probably. So yeah.
All right. Well, getting back into this category here, I think especially with the movie that it would be a disservice talking about teams if I did not mention these guys, the Von Erichs. Like, I know one of the originals, his sons are now in it, but I'm talking about like the original family that the movie is based off of.
Oh,
legends. Anytime somebody old knows that I wrestle, they bring up two things: the Coliseum and the Von Erichs.
It's literally what it is.
No, I used to go to the Coliseum. That's all I hear is I used to go to the Coliseum.
Especially how you're living in Texas. That's all you. He's like, hey, I remember like all the old heads. They'd be like, hey, I remember watching the Von Erichs. I was like, the Von Erichs. What was I doing at that time? I was not even thought about it. So.
And I just recently actually got to watch the movie, and like I've seen some documentaries on him, so I knew the story.
Yeah.
So getting to see that movie's interpretation of the story, and even that little bit there at the end, like I'm sure, now I don't really got to worry about spoiler alerts or nothing, but for anybody that hasn't seen it yet, spoiler alert.
That's me.
Oh, Well, then maybe I
Yeah,
should.
you go ahead. You go ahead. I'll watch it. I'll watch it later. I said I would watch it.
You know, Carrie, after he committed suicide, there was this little bit at the end, kind of where it was like their vision of heaven, where Carrie was going on a boat, and then off in the distance he sees his two other brothers that had passed on before him. They're all hugging, and then he asks about their brother that like died really young because he ended up getting like electrocuted or something. And then boom, here comes this little kid. I'm like, dude, like that little interpretation of that was just that little something special for the end of the movie. And I'm like, okay, that like you think of tearjerker moments. I'm like, that like damn near got me.
Yeah. It was, the whole movie was just like anybody who watched wrestling, knows about the story, but seeing it on a big screen was just something different.
Oh yeah, most definitely. All right. Well, last but not least, these guys both also actually coincidentally big in getting their start down in Texas, even though their team name has nothing to do with actually Texas. But Harlem Heat, Booker T and Stevie Ray.
Harlem Heat. First thing I think about with Harlem Heat is influential, very influential. Anybody like mostly around like people a little bit older than me, that's what they bring up. That's what they bring up when it comes to tag team wrestling. Because I didn't watch WCW. I didn't know anything about it until I got older. But anybody who was there, watched them years, that's what they bringing up to me as like, yo, you gotta go, you gotta watch some of the matches, you gotta watch it. Oh, you wrestling? Oh, you wrestling now? Oh, well, let me show you something that you need to watch. Like that's what I was getting.
I gotcha. And I'm trying to think. I made a joke a while back involving a very a classic promo from them where Booker T let a word slip. I didn't say it. I want to make that clear. I did not say the word because good Lord knows that if that got out that I said that word, I would be canceled so fucking fast. But I made a joke about wishing something was in a trend. Words are hard again, but I had on TikTok this series of things that I would do. I called it Poetry with Veterans. And I made a joke about wishing something was bigger. Hulk Hogan, I'm coming. I'm sorry, I'm not going there. Because I'm like, everybody when they listen, they'll know the promo I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And like I still see that video pop up every now and then, and it's just like, who?
It's a classic.
It's a classic. I was just about to say it's a classic. It's a hood classic.
Yeah. And yeah, I don't remember if I was actually watching that program as that segment happened, but I mean, anybody that watches wrestling, especially on social media, you see that video pop up every once in a while.
Yeah. Yes.
Right
up there along with the Shockmaster, them two videos.
Oh God, yeah, Shock. You know, coincidentally about him, I didn't actually go to this because I having to save money for the Revolver show. But he was actually here in Omaha at a collectible convention.
Oh, okay.
Just like, I think as of recording, just this last weekend.
Okay.
And I was like, I almost went, but I'm like, From what I hear, sometimes what Mr. Cardona charges at signings, I'm like, I might need to save my money for one.
It's a pretty penny, huh?
Well, as far as like at conventions,
Gotcha.
At regular wrestling shows, signings at the merch table, I don't believe it's as much, but it definitely ain't free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, good Lord, that guy, he knows how to market himself and make that damn money.
Yeah.
All right. Now, I got some random questions. Some might be wrestling related. Some might not be. Some might have absolutely nothing to do with anything we've talked about so far. So I give you the question, you give me first answer that pops into your head. And while Prince Alexander, I know you have answered my first one here because I always keep it in here.
Yeah.
But as far as for you both, what is the craziest in-match moment for both of you guys as a team?
As a team. Hey, remember Prince when at the Hurricane show when dude went for that dive?
Oh, he almost broke his neck. Yeah, man.
Oh, God.
Yo,
Yeah,
that was insane.
that was crazy.
There was a dive we were doing. I did a dive, and then I'm on the ground. Like everybody's laying on the ground. All we see is this man come out and he jumps while we're all on the ground. I'm like, whoa, who's gonna catch him? Nobody caught him. He just fell flat on his neck, and I was like,
ouch.
I don't know how. He was okay.
It's okay.
Like, I've been able to witness some crazy moments, and I love keeping this question in here for little stories like what y'all told with that moment. But this one, it comes for me, this moment for me comes to mind because of an incident that happened at this last weekend at AEW Revolution. The glass spot with Darby Allin.
Ooh,
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah.
Well, this one, well, it wasn't off of a ladder.
Yeah.
In my opinion, this moment for me still beats that as far as crazy because it was the first ever death match that I got to watch in person. And it ended by them somewhat similar. They took the folding chairs, they bridged the panes of glass on the folding chairs, and then the manager of one ends up rolling in, and I see him pull out lighter fluid from his pocket.
Oh, buddy.
They lit the glass on fire. So I'm like, I literally commented on somebody from Fightful, their tweet about that, and I'm like, I once saw something similar, but the glass was on fire.
That's oof. Yikes.
Yeah. And I actually have a picture with, not to interrupt you, I actually have a picture with one of them after the match, and his face is still all bloody.
Man, I'll be honest. Throughout, I guess, my pro wrestling career, I really did gain respect for people who really do death matches. Like, I can't do it. I ain't gonna sit here and lie. I can't do it. It takes somebody who can really go through pain to entertain. And that's my mind. So anybody, I got one of my friends, he took his shirt off, and we were like, "God, dog, man, what happened to you?" Like, this was like scars and stuff like that, and you just see his back just. I'm like, man, bro. I was like, it's the price you pay for, but
looking like Abdul is a butcher's forehead.
Man, it was that back was rough. I was like, yeah, no.
But yeah, like when it's done right, it's basically like any other form of wrestling. You just got the deathmatch elements all mixed in there.
Yeah.
Although it is definitely a whole different animal for sure.
Yes.
The
only thing I took in was tax. That's about as close as hardcore as it's getting for me is tax.
My whole thing with taking tax is I'm definitely not taking my shirt off, because it's like you take the tax and you know how you see them, you know, pulling the tax out of somebody's back, you know, with their shirt off and stuff. All you really got to do is, with the shirt on, I imagine it might be different because I've never had it happen, is literally just pull the shirt up. And then it just yanks the damn tack right out.
Yeah, you got to be careful how you take the shirt off.
I would imagine. Slow.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely don't just want to Hulk Hogan.
No.
Definitely not. But yeah, I got a respect for them. I've had some pretty big deathmatch names, including I got something back here, John Wayne Murdoch.
Oh, okay.
He actually sent this one to me, so I'm rather proud of that one. All right, now we're on the heels of another WrestleMania 40. Yeah. It is already shaping up to be one crazy couple of nights. Everybody has a favorite match, a favorite moment. What is a favorite? Wow. I don't even know what words I was trying to combine there. Favorite moment for each of you guys from WrestleMania?
The spear that Edge gave to Jeff Hardy.
Oh, when he's hanging from trying to get the belt. Oh, that was nuts.
Mm-hmm. That's up there for me for sure.
It's definitely between that. A couple of mine. It's between that and the spear that he gave Mick Foley through the flaming table. I'm wanting to say Russ. I forget.
It was 21.
I'm wanting to say 21, probably. Yeah.
One of those. Could be 22, 21, one of those.
Yeah. For some reason, I was wanting to say 20, but then I'm like, no, wait. Rock and Sock Connection reunited that night, so it wouldn't have been that one.
Yeah, I think my favorite moment was actually my first WrestleMania, was WrestleMania 20, and I saw the Undertaker return, and I was a kid, so all I saw was like American Badass Undertaker. Yeah. So I'm like, yo, Undertaker's gonna come back, and when he came back, he was just
you didn't get to experience that version of him.
I was like, this is not the Undertaker I grew up with. And
that
terrified.
Yeah, bruh. Them promos leading up to that Mania.
Oh yeah, that was
nice. Yes.
I'm under a bed. I'm hiding.
You want a version of the Undertaker that would do that to a young kid? Me, when I was watching the Ministry of Darkness version of him.
Oh man,
that dude scared the crap out of me.
I saw some of that stuff on YouTube just because I was curious. I was like, I heard about it. I was like, let me listen. Let me look at it. I'm seeing this man cut his hand and feeding his blood to somebody. I'm like, oh yeah, we done. we done. we done.
Attempted to embalm Stone Cold alive.
That was crazy.
Yeah, I was watching as that was happening, and me being the Stone Cold fan I'm like freaking out, like, oh. But I don't know. Speaking of that moment with the Undertaker at WrestleMania 20, I don't know if you remembered this, but it stuck out to me, the sometimes detail-oriented person I am. Yeah. that coming back after Kane helped Vince bury the Undertaker alive in that Buried Alive match. And then when he came back at WrestleMania 20, if you look closely enough at his ring gear, there's dirt all over it.
Oh,
I did not notice that.
I'm going to have to go back and look.
I got to go back and watch.
Yeah, I remember watching that. I'm like, dude,
that's crazy.
I just remember. God damn, my dog rumbling up a storm upstairs right now. But I just so vividly remember, like, sometimes you have to look kind of close, especially during the entrance, but like, it was like, holy shit. And then, Paul Bearer coming back with them after that. And
that scared the mess out of me. I was like, what in the world is going on?
Oh yeah, it was intense. That was actually one of my favorite WrestleManias because it was the first one I ever got to watch live as it was happening.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, I know it's kind of taboo to talk about one of the guys in the main event, but that moment with him and Eddie Guerrero at the end, them both hugging and both having those title belts, like, that was something. That was
probably one of my favorite moments right there. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
No, yeah. Especially with Eddie coming off of that match with Kurt Angle, where they did the spot where Kurt tries to do the ankle lock, and he had his boot undone, and it just slips out. And like,
gave him a cradle.
The look on Kurt's face.
Yeah.
He was pissed.
All right. Now, I have behind me some of my hobbies, some signed wrestling figures, some unsigned stuff. The hell, you can't really see it, but souvenir shot glasses, that's my other big thing. Hobbies that both of you guys have, if any.
I just have my old wrestling figures. That's all. And a few shirts. But that's okay. Let's see. That's mostly about it. Yeah. I really didn't save anything up.
I know
a friend of mine has he loaded with stuff.
Yeah. I know for me, I don't have too many of my old stuff. I think my parents sold off most of that. But
damn.
Like, I've been lucky enough, like, this entire -1 that I'm going to get signed at the next Revolver show, this entire top shelf is all signed figures.
Oh, okay.
Like Rikishi, it's Head Shrinker Fight 2. Like Kushida, Taya Valkyrie. Directly behind me here, Swerve and Keith Lee.
Man.
So that right there, like I said, my hobbies.
Man,
I got about hobbies.
I need
like hell.
I got no
signed Funko Pops even. Like,
I got no. I need some hobbies.
Yeah. Not like, I know wrestling can kind of take a lot of time, so sometimes some time you might get to indulge in a hobby, you kind of just want to relax, I can imagine, because wrestling take up a good deal of time and definitely take a toll on your guys' bodies. So
ask Steve, our last show, after our last match, if you saw me, I had ice packs on my lower back.
Oh, his lower back was gone.
Stretching. Yeah, my back was gone.
The crowd was asking for a ladder match, though. So
the crowd asked for a ladder match when my back was killing.
You better ice that back down. You got a ladder match. If the fans book it.
Although growing up, it was always pro wrestling and Ninja Turtles for me. And up top is a bunch of my Ninja Turtle stuff, which I'm gonna get these two down because I'm rather proud of these.
Oh.
I ended up getting to meet two people that, historically pretty significant in Ninja Turtle fandom. The signed Michelangelo Funko Pop from the voice of Michelangelo from the original cartoon.
Okay.
Oh, snap.
And the first two live action Ninja Turtle movies, the guy behind Splinter.
Ah, okay, yeah.
Okay.
So I'm rather proud of those two in particular. All right.
They had like a cartoon movie. I had it on DVD.
I know recently, last year, they ended up having that new one. That one was pretty decent.
You liked it?
I mean, the Secret of the Use, that one's always going to be top for me.
Yeah.
But it was pretty good.
I think, wasn't Kevin Nash on one, or am I tripping?
He was in Secret of the Use. He was Super Shredder.
He was Super Shredder. Okay. That obviously, yeah, that makes sense.
Which actually, I won't, since I already got up, I won't get this one down, but I got a 30th anniversary Super Shredder up there that I'm wanting to get signed by him so damn bad right now.
That'd be nice. That'd be a nice one.
Oh, yeah. Another one I'm proud of. All right. Well, some of the stuff that I would like to get for my hobbies, I would have to have what I like to call bucket money. Where like, you never would think you'd be able to afford something, but now you got lottery jackpot. You can be like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to go get it. What is one of the first things you guys would do if you had bucket money?
I'm getting a Corvette. I'm getting a Corvette. I don't know what color yet. I'll just go to the lot and any, mini, miny, mo.
Hey, if you got the money to do it, why the hell not?
Yeah. So that's a dream car of mine. So, yeah.
Yeah, although here in Nebraska, you'd only get so many months of being able to drive that with the weather we get up here.
Oh, dang. Well,
I'd have to move down to Texas or go back and live in the SoCal to be able to drive that consistently.
Yeah, consistently, yes.
At that point, it's just a luxury car just sitting there.
Yeah. One of those you pull out for the car shows and shit.
Yeah.
What
about you over there, Prince?
Yeah, I was going to say, what about you?
A bunch of strippers, really.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. What, you trying to tell me you'd be like that one viral news clip where the guy says, bunch of hookers and cocaine.
That's exactly what it is right there. Honestly, I don't know.
And then she has to cut out like, okay, off to you.
I really can't think. I think the safest bet, everybody, I think I would want a car too. Probably a Mustang 1994.
Oh, come on, man. Start your own wrestling promotion. Come on.
Start your own wrestling promotion. That'd be crazy.
Although, if I'm going to get like any car I want, if I had fucking money, I'm getting Vin Diesel's car from that first Fast and Furious movie.
That was great.
Okay, nice, yeah.
Was it the all black?
The all black, looking like, he starts it up and it goes on the back two wheels. Yeah. I am getting that damn thing. Like, if we're going cars, that's what I'm getting.
Yeah, not a bad choice.
It's not a bad choice at all.
My wife looked at me one time when she asked me
Just
about
don't try to be the
car.
trainer.
My wife looked at me weird one time when she asked me about dream car, and I said that one, and I'm like, yes, dream car, that one.
Yeah.
What do you want me to say? Some sort of convertible? No, I want
Corolla.
a VW Bug.
Yeah, bud.
A little Elantra.
Although hell, was it Gabriel Iglesias? Fluffy. He has a collection of the VW buses. The big vans.
Oh yeah, oh, that's dope.
That's crazy.
I actually got to meet him one time. I got to find the picture, but I actually got a signed picture with him.
Hey, it's the Fluffy.
Fluffy. Oh God. Now I'm just reminding myself. The other week I ended up getting a box of donuts, and the first thing that popped into my head was his bit on making a wrong turn out of a Krispy Kreme drive-through, and the cop pulls him over, and he's like, "Oh," and the cop comes and is like, "You know why I pulled you over?" And he just looks up at him and is like, "Because you smelled it."
Yeah. Smell like Krispy Kreme in the back seat or in the front seat.
Oh God! Fill up the whole damn car. All right. Now, my wife and I, we actually have both of these. We have dogs and cats. We're down to one dog, but he's kind of rumbling around up there. What would you say, you guys? Are you a dog or a cat person?
I'm a dog person, 100%. Have one now.
My wife and I, we got an English bulldog.
Oh, okay. I had a pilot.
Nice.
Yeah.
Which I think I can hear him come down here now.
I'm a cat person.
Boo.
I got a cat. So
my wife and I got both. I don't hate cats, but I've always leaned more towards a dog person myself.
Dogs are just more friendly. Like,
yeah,
you just can't
cats
cuddle a cat. Like, you just can't grab it and like.
Yeah, you never know. Like, if you want to cuddle with a cat, you got to let them initiate it.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
You can't just like pick up a dog and nope, he's down here. He's probably telling me it's about time for dinner, which we only got one more question left, so we'll get right to it. Best advice you guys have for anybody wanting to get into wrestling, especially from a tag team perspective?
I would say from my experience, just go, because it took me a year of procrastinating. Like, I said I was going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm not going to do it until I've figured out, like, it's your life. If this is what you really want to do, go out there and go out there and just do the very best you can. Because the worst that can happen is, well, there's a lot of worse things that can happen. But I'm just saying, like, the worst thing you can happen, you try and you fail. You know what I mean? Like, I'd rather go out there and fail than never knowing what could happen.
Oh, yeah.
That makes sense.
Makes perfect.
Any ideas you have starting off with, get them on paper, and as soon as you think you're ready, start letting them ideas kind of flow out. Like, have a sketch of your gear. So by the time you're feeling like you're ready, if you have the money for it, go ahead and pay for that. Go ahead and get that ready. Start prepping up for your first year of wrestling and beyond. Start prepping up now. Don't just get like because I remember, I used to ask people, hey, what you want to do? What's your gimmick and stuff? They're like, I don't know yet. I'm like, you've been training for 6 months. Come on, man. Have an idea of who and what you want to be, and that'll just make everything flow easier for you instead of people kind of dropping ideas on you. You might not like it. It might not be you. So figure out who you want to be and take it from there.
All great advice. And especially with, if you thinking you're wanting to jump in, just going ahead and just doing it. Because, sometimes if you start overthinking too much about it, you'll end up talking yourself out of it.
Yep.
And then you always wonder what if. And then also the whole thing of I wouldn't even really say failing. You might just find out that maybe the in-ring wrestling aspect of it isn't for you.
Yeah.
But there's all sorts of other stuff you can do to help put on the show that, hey, maybe you find out that part is more for you.
Mm-hmm. That's another
but
thing.
You never know until you make that first step and you just do it.
Yeah. Sometimes people, they just have wrestling on the mind. Or it's like, it's a lot of other ways you can make money in this business. It's a lot of other ways. And sometimes wrestling might not even be the most lucrative way you can make that money.
Yeah. Literally.
I mean, not everybody's going to be like Matt Cardona on that level.
Yeah. Yeah, this guy I know, he started training, and then out of nowhere he picked up the camera, and now he's like making all kind of money just doing camera work. Or I know a couple referees that tried, and I actually know a couple referees that started pro wrestling. So it's it can go both ways, however you feel like you can contribute best, you know what I mean, to this amazing sport we do.
Mm-hmm.
Go for it.
Because that cameraman might be somewhere that you're not, and you're like, hey, I need to be there. Maybe you can hit him up. Hit him up.
Yes.
He'll put in a good word for you.
Definitely. And hell, that's kind of the aspect of how I found, doing this podcast. I found out, with, a back injury from the Navy that I have, that I'm like, after I did a pro wrestling boot camp once, I'm like, after walking funny for about a week, thinking, maybe that in-ring wrestler aspect part of it isn't for me.
Yeah.
But then I jumped into this podcast and I'm thinking to myself, I see people doing, the pre-shows for, WWE or whatever. Yeah. It's like, I wouldn't mind doing that. Or like jumping in on commentary from time to time. I think I consider myself more of a color commentator rather than, play-by-play, because goddamn, I can't keep some of those names and moves straight. But getting to add, little humor and stuff in there, I'm like, you know what? I think I could do that. And I've actually talked with some people about trying to figure out, hey, if you ever got an opening.
Yeah, I hope you get that spot. Yeah.
For real.
Crossing my fingers. Hopefully one of these days I'm able to join in there.
Yeah. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Dreaming big.
Purple Haze is rooting for you.
I appreciate it.
All right.
All right. Well, that is about all I have. But before we go, where can people find you guys? So if they don't already have their eyes on Purple Haze, they can go ahead and get them there.
You can find us on, you can find us on Instagram, Stevie Hendrix 97. What about you, Prince?
I got Instagram, it's the Prince Alexander, and you also got TikTok for me, which is Prince Alexander 84.
Yeah, YouTube, Stevie Hendrix, Facebook, Stevie Hendrix.
All right. We will get all of that in the description. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to talk to me tonight. It was a definite pleasure. You guys are welcome back anytime.
We're gonna be drinking. Next time we're gonna get some bottles. We're gonna tear it up, man.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
We have to get our feet in the water. Now we about to start diving.
Oh yeah, yep. No, we're jumping on in next time. All right. Thank you again. Have a good rest of your night, guys.
There.